Hi, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. Bruce Arians finally realizes he has the GOAT, Tom Brady. The struggles with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that I think Bruce Arians keeps on forgetting that he can actually let go of the reins to Tom Brady quite a bit. And that is something that needs to be addressed. Tom Brady is the GOAT. And when Tom Brady is given the keys to the offense is going to do well. It's when he is micromanaged by people like Bruce Arians that it just doesn't come together. I genuinely believe that Tom Brady should just run the offense. Just allow Tom Brady to do Tom Brady and GOAT things. As long as he is protected, he can do anything. As long as he is protected, he can do absolutely anything with the ball. And that's what happened to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is that they were down so much against the Atlanta Falcons. Then in the second half, Bruce Arians gave Tom Brady the keys to success. So he literally just gave him over the offense. And that is the way that Tom Brady wins games, is when he is allowed to throw to whatever receivers are open and when he is allowed to run the offense. That's something that I think I've also recognized when he played under Bill Belichick. And can I just say how funny it is that Bill Belichick's Patriots team is eliminated from the playoffs? Now, I am a huge Tom Brady fan. I love Tom Brady. I hate the Patriots, but I love Tom Brady. That's sort of how I rationalize things. So, I'm looking for Tom Brady to have another amazing week. He's 43 and he's playing at an elite level. I just still can't believe that. In also things that I can't believe in, the Giants. I go up and down with this team. I'm like, 1 week we can look like we're going to win the Super Bowl. The next I'm like, get rid of everyone that's on our team. It's ridiculous. I wish we had some form of consistency. I still think, though, we're going to win the NFC East. Although, the Eagles are playing the Cowboys this week. So, we need to win the game. Washington needs to lose. And, I don't know, something needs to happen with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Something. And in talking about the Eagles, I find it hilariously funny how Carson Wentz now is going to the media saying that he is not happy with being a backup when his level of play has been backup level of play. Jalen Hurts is straight up balling with passes going to every which receiver. Carson Wentz, if it wasn't for the immovable contract, Carson Wentz would be cut. But because he's got that immovable contract, it's ridiculous. Now, when I'm talking about things that are still ridiculous, the New York Jets win their first game. But at what cost? I feel like this is the Gamora and Thanos scene at the end of Infinity War. I feel like Gamora is saying, at what did it cost you? And then the New York Jets are saying, everything. I genuinely think this was Adam Gase's and Sam Darnold's middle finger to the New York Jets organization. Just saying, hey, we're going to go out there and win a game so that you guys don't get the number 1 pick. And it goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Because Trevor Lawrence was the main prize at the end of this season for the Jets. You have people on TV shows like Rich Eisen and Mike Greenberg, two of the jetsiest people I know, on television, saying, it's okay, we've just got to go through this incredibly bad year for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has been billed as a Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck type of prospect, like a can't miss prospect out of college. So, congrats Jacksonville Jaguars. Congrats to the Khan family for getting there, for getting a generational quarterback. So far. There's still got 2 more weeks to go, but so far that's going to happen. And I think that the Jags are just going to completely melt down because they're in position to get the number 1 pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers. I cannot believe it. 3 weeks ago, people were saying that they're the best team in the NFL because they were undefeated. They have lost their 3rd straight game, and they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Steelers are in trouble of getting eliminated after the wild card round. They are in deep trouble. So yes, now the NBA is starting this week. So I am going to do my early season predictions for all the awards and who's going to win the finals, who's going to win the East, who's going to win the West, all that right now. So, the Eastern Conference champions. I'm going to go with the Brooklyn Nets. I think that KD and Kyrie are going to be sensational. I think that Kyrie in saging and getting all the good energy into the building is going to do amazing things. And I think KD is just KD. So KD is always going to be KD. For the Western Conference champions, I say the Los Angeles Lakers. I am the biggest Lakers fan that anyone ever knows. And I am so proud of my team. During the preseason, we are 4-0. So I'm excited. Ring night is tonight, so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to get my popcorn, going to get my drink. We're all going to have an amazing night tonight. So the MVP, I am going with Luka Doncic. I think for the Dallas Mavericks, I think that him in his 3rd year is going to win the MVP. Defensive Player of the Year, I think they're going to give it to Anthony Davis. So, yeah, because he's defensively so good. For Most Improved Player, I'm going to go Kyle Kuzma. He's having an underrated preseason, and although he is very frustrating to watch as a Lakers fan, I genuinely think that he is going to win. That he's going to win Most Improved Player. 6th Man of the Year, I'm going to go with Montrezl Harrell. Think that he is going to win back-to-back. I don't see anyone else coming off the bench and it being as good as what Montrezl Harrell can do. Coach of the Year, I'm going to go Monty Williams for the Phoenix Suns. I think he is going to have a breakout year, especially now that he's got Chris Paul and Devin Booker working well together. I think that they are going to work well, and that's going to translate to his coaching ability. And I'm a huge fan of Monty Williams. He gives faith and team and gives the impression of a great coach. So I'm very excited to see how the Phoenix Suns go this year. They're a sleeper. They're a sleeper in the West. Executive of the Year, Rob Pelinka. I'm not going to go any further with that because I love Rob Pelinka. I think that he was very unfairly justified last year. Very unfairly judged, last year over several things. I think Magic really played the media, which is what Magic does. But I love Magic. I'm a Lakers fan. I love Magic. Rookie of the Year. I'm going to go LaMelo Ball. In the preseason, he has been balling out. No pun intended. So yeah, I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year. Now, we are 2 weeks away from the playoffs for the NFL. So, in week 16 of the NFL, we have the Saints versus the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Saints. We've got the Lions versus the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Bucks because I still believe the Bucks are going to the Super Bowl. I think that, I'm going to firmly say that the NFC team that I think is going to the Super Bowl is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've got the Cardinals versus the 49ers. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. We've got the Raiders versus the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. We've got the Ravens versus the Giants. I'm going with the Ravens, but my heart wants to go with the Giants. If the Giants lose this game, it's done. The playoff hopes are done. We've got the Chiefs versus the Falcons. I'm going with the Chiefs because I think it's going to be a Chiefs-Bucks Super Bowl. We've got Washington versus the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers, even though I know that the Washington football team could pick up a win here and cement the fact that they're going to the playoffs. We've got the Jets versus the Browns. I'm going with the Browns. We've got the Jags versus the Bears. Look, I want the Jets to get Trevor Lawrence as much as anyone because I think it would be funny. But let's be realistic. The Jags aren't doing anything of any importance this year. So I'm going to go with the Bears. We've got the Texans versus the Bengals. I'm going with the Texans. We've got the Steelers versus the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Steelers are now losing momentum going towards playoffs, and they are in huge trouble. We've got the Chargers versus the Broncos. I am going to go with the... Ooh, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers, actually. Then we've got the Cowboys versus the Eagles. I'm hoping for a draw or just something going wrong. Maybe both teams have a double collision and they call it a non-win. But I don't know. I'm going to go with the Eagles. But that could either go either way. I'm really hoping for just a head-on collision or a draw. We've got the Seahawks versus the Rams. It's weird with the Rams. 1 week, you think that they're going to be Super Bowl champions. The next week, they look like dog poo. Like they did against the Jets. So, I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think the loss to the Giants has sort of woken them up a little bit, which I'm happy about. We've got the Packers versus the Titans. I'm going with the Packers. And we've got the Patriots versus the Bills. This is a changing of the guard game. The Patriots ran the AFC East for such a long time that they've finally given it up. And the Bills are going to the playoffs as AFC East champions. I'm so happy for Bills Mafia, so I'm going to go with the Bills because I know that they will want to, that Josh Allen will want to stick it to the Pats. So, that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. Next week, I will get into some NBA games and do some reviews on it. And I'm so excited for the NBA season. If you can't tell, everything inside of me is like, NBA is back, basketball's back. I also will get into a couple of other things in terms of like playoffs and off-season and post-season structure for this show. So yeah, that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye. Go Lakers.